To recognize Senator Sara Gelser.
Just one vote. Today we're having a great debate, but when it is all over, each and every one of us is left with exactly the same thing, just one vote. And we each get to cast that vote only because of the thousands of individuals who cast their votes for us at a general election. And that way, the power of the vote at the ballot box is even more powerful than the votes that we exercise here today, because not a single one of us would be empowered to debate the issues of our state without the permission to lead that was granted to us by the voters. When we each cast our one vote, it carries with it the trust of the thousands of individual votes that sent us here. The sacred power of the right to vote has been debated for decades. In 1957, then Senator Lyndon B. Johnson said that the right to vote is the basic right, without which all other rights are meaningless. It gives people as individuals, control over their own destinies. Today, our debate is about the process by which people access that right to vote. How hard will it be for Oregonians to cast their vote? We have to decide if we will require Oregonians to prove their worthiness to vote by having the time and patience to work through paperwork and websites. We will decide if Oregonians must prove their intention to use their one vote every single time they move. We will decide if it is appropriate and just to continue a system that disproportionately makes access to voting more difficult for those who stand on the margins of our communities: the poor, the highly mobile, and the young. In every other aspect of our daily lives, we are looking to improve efficiency. We have receipts emailed to us when we make purchases at stores. We load gift cards onto our cell phones so we don't have to deal with money and credit cards anymore. And we use timers to turn off lights. And there's even a brand new phone app that you can sign up for that will send daily pre-written love notes at predetermined times of the day to your romantic partners so that you don't have to deal with maintaining your own relationship anymore. We live in a busy, mobile, demanding culture. We want things to be easy, and we want them to be fast. Changing technology is giving us the opportunity to apply that not just to shopping, energy efficiency, and love affairs, but to our fundamental right to vote. Automatic voter registration at the DMV is not going to force anybody to vote. However, it will remove the barriers for the tens of thousands of Oregonians who were unable to vote in recent elections because, for whatever reason, our current registration system just didn't work for them. It will make it possible for that single mom who has fled her home as a survivor of domestic violence to have a voice at the ballot box about the economic, social, and criminal justice issues that impact her and her children, without having to go through a new process to prove that she wants to vote. It means that the students in my legislative district won't have to go through the process of re-registering when they move every single academic year. It simply means that more Oregonians will see their ballot in their mailbox and have the ability to cast their votes and participate in designing their own future. We've done a lot in Oregon to help our citizens access the vote. Our vote-by-mail system gives us one of the best voter participation rates in the country. Work done by now Governor Kate Brown received national attention for using technology to allow people with disabilities to independently cast their votes with privacy. House Bill 2177 is simply the next important step in making sure that all of the citizens of our great state are able to participate in elections. Last year, I had the opportunity to talk with tens of thousands of voters. And as I walked from door to door and neighborhood to neighborhood, I was overwhelmed by the idea of the power of just one vote. When it comes to determining our future, it doesn't matter if you live in a big house behind a gate or in an apartment that needs mold abatement. It doesn't matter if you are a 60-year-old attorney or a 19-year-old barista. It doesn't matter if you hold a PhD or if you experience an intellectual or developmental disability. You have one vote, just like everybody else. Steve Druckenmiller, an elections official from Lynn County, offered his support of House Bill 2177 during the House Rules Committee hearing. He talked about the sacred power of the vote and its great equalizing power. He also made the salient point that people did not fight and die for the right to register to vote. They fought and died for the right to vote. Representative John Lewis talked about this sacrifice last year. He said, almost 50 years ago, I gave a little blood on that bridge in Selma, Alabama, for the right to vote. You must get out there and push and pull and make America what America should be for all of us. Today, we here in Oregon have the chance to participate in that push and pull and break down one more barrier to the democratic process. By voting yes on House Bill 2177, we can ensure that every Oregon citizen that wishes to cast their one vote has every opportunity to do so by removing antiquated and unnecessary regulatory barriers. When we do that, we can know that every Oregonian citizen that we pass on the street carries with them their one vote, and that we've done all that we can to give them access to it. Today, I will use my one vote to say yes to expanded voter access. I hope that you too will use your one vote to say yes to House Bill 2177. Saying yes will allow Oregon to benefit from the perspective of the tens of thousands of new voices this will bring to our democratic process. House Bill 2177 ensures that every citizen of our state can easily lift up her or his voice. When every Oregonian has a voice, we will have a stronger, more inclusive, and more equal state. Our state will be stronger and our future will be brighter. Please join me in casting your one vote for House Bill 2177. Thank you, Mr. President.